Welcome everyone in this new video on Sakura Spirit. So this game is kinda a scam. This is the Sakura series basically. It's by now I think 30 games. They're lewd clickbait games. It doesn't really happen, and it just it's nothing, but they just release 4 or 5 games a year. 5 visual novel a year is a lot. A visual novel needs to be written, needs to be drawn, and you can't really do a visual novel in such short time. So yeah, let's start. Every person has a dream they wish to pursue. Yet, as people grow up, they often come to realize the truth. Dreams are nothing more than fairy tales. At least that's what most people say. Then, what about those people who end up accomplishing their dreams? Are they merely incredibly lucky? That every man has a dream he wants to accomplish. However, there is something really important you should do, my boy. A real man doesn't give up on his dream, no matter what overwhelming challenges he might have to face. I still remember those foolish words my dad used to say, but despite their silly nature, I found myself inspired by them. Ever since I was a young child, I have been interested in martial arts. It didn't matter whether I watched a match on television or read a manga about some heroic martial artist. It has always been my dream to become a martial artist one day. Of course, it was a bit childish of me to think that I could become a hero simply by learning martial arts. Even though I already understood that superheroes were nothing more than figments of my imagination, I still had a desire to use my strength for the sake of others. My name is Gushiken Takahiro, a 70-year-old rising judo star, and no, that's not me bragging. I'm actually about to take part in a tournament 2 weeks from now that could make or break my career on an international level. Of course, I was excited about the opportunity to finally accomplish my dreams and represent my country at a sport I loved. But the same excitement also made me feel incredibly nervous. And while those worrisome thoughts haunted my mind, a familiar voice resounded from outside the window. Koyomi. Oi, Taka-kun! Get your boot in gear. Okay, I'll be right there, Koyomi. Not wanting to keep Koyomi waiting, I quickly dashed toward the front door to let her in, not even realizing that I was still in my pajamas. Hold on a second, Koyomi, gotta grab my shoes before we head off to school. Really? I never realized our school had a strict uniform or sleepwear policy. Nice jammies, by the way. Did you borrow them from your mom? For a moment my eye drifted downwards, noticing that I was indeed wearing my pajamas. I let out a groan of annoyance and marched back towards my room. Bah, there's nothing wrong with my jammies. The Golden Knight is a famous comic book hero in the West. Besides, not everyone prefers to sleep naked like you. Mumbling those words, I started stripping out of my clothes, so particularly minded the presence of the girl behind me. That only happened once. You know very well it was super hot that night, and geez, warning me before you strip naked in front of me, you idiot. You didn't seem to mind it when we were little. Maybe you want me to turn around instead? No, stop, don't make me kick your ass. What's happening here? I decided I had teased her enough and quickly put on my pants, proceeding with the remaining few items of clothing before I was suitable dressed for school. Besides, I had a reason for being so distracted. You've been distracted a lot lately. What's going on in that hollow school of yours? It's that upcoming match. I have no idea how anyone can remain calm when an international career is at stake. I wouldn't be surprised if I had made up enough doomsday scenarios to fill up the apocalypse genre. Oh right, the Judo thing. I'm sure you'll do fine. I've seen some of your matches, and you kick butts. And of course, if your reward, you could always pay. Listen, shit. This doesn't make any sense. Okay, it's an international matches. It's not a regional or something like that match. What a supportive friend. Pray? What? Don't tell me you don't know. It's one of the school's legends. Apparently there's some shrine out in the forest that if you pray to it brings you good luck. Ichikawa-san said that his sister prayed to it the night before her exam and she got a perfect score. A shrine that is said to bring you good luck sounds like bogus to me, but at this point I'm willing to try anything, I guess. I'll ask Ichikawa-san about the location. I'm not exactly in the mood to get lost in the forest and end up in a modern Tarzan. Well, whatever. If you do go looking, at least send me a message to let me know. And will you hurry up? We're going to be late again. A hero is never too early, nor are they too late. They are precisely when they are needed. No, this is Gandalf, I think. But for the sake of avoiding detection, let's hurry. That's a wizard, not a hero. Genius. How can one person be such a sports nerd and such a geek at the same time? Look there. She knows Gandalf. You don't know Gandalf. What? Geek. Yeah, geek. You don't know Gandalf. Geek. Let's not forget Casanova and the Man of the Year candidates bits. There are important details. I dubbed you to qualify for either one of them, Pajama Boy. Anyway, let us boldly go where everyone has gone before. The school. Nerd. Several hours later. SpongeBob meme. Okay. ... Later that day, I finally got a chance to talk to my classmate about the location of the shrine that Koyomi had mentioned earlier. Gym was the last thing on the schedule for today, so once people got ready to go home, I approached the guy. Hey, Ichigawa, is it true that your sister discovered some shrine that is said to bring you good luck? Oh, let me guess, you want to date her? Well, I do have to admit that she's very attractive. I'm afraid she's already going out with someone. Not to mention, you are not her type. I already got my hands full dealing with Koyomi. You can keep your sister to yourself. Joke aside, I'm more interested in that shrine. Did she mention where she found it? I didn't know where there was anything near to the forest, aside from the dojo. She said something about it being near a river, and quite high up. To be honest, I wasn't paying too much attention when she was going on about it. I mean, she was wearing this top and it was tight and... Why? stop it. Stop. I seriously don't need to hear the details, and I doubt anyone else is interested. So, do you know anyone who might have heard about the shrine? Are you guys talking about that lucky shrine out in the forest? The one and only. According to Ichikawa sisters, there is supposed to be one near a river. I don't know about that, but there is this fairy girl at the Sakura dojo who knows more about it. Wait, are you talking about Ariya-sama? About this tall, ridiculously strong and super scary? That's the one! Oh, in that case I believe I can still be of help. Takahiro-kun, I know where that place is. Of course you do, we both do. You just want to tag along, don't you? I don't think Ariya-senpai will appreciate you using her with your usual tricks in mind. Do I need to remind you what happened last time you tried to pick at her after she finished the practice? Blood, sweat, and tears. Shut up! I don't peep at the ladies. That's slander, you know? I should sue you. I will never look upon Ariya-sama's glorious body in any stage of nudity. Oh, so you haven't seen her naked yet? I've seen a bit of side boob, but all I found didn't really let me get a good view of. There we go, someone called the cops. Ichikawa, the peeping Tom, has confessed. A playful pat Ichikawa's shoulder as I turned around, grabbing my bag in the process and prepared to leave. Thanks for the tip, Ichigawa. I'll let the judge know you were most helpful during the interrogation. This is unfair. I was coerced. I won't say another word until I speak with my lawyer. ... Once school was over, I decided to take my chance. With a little bit of intel I'd managed to obtain from my classmates. If memory served me right, Ariya-senpai will be practicing at the dojo today. Of course I knew her. She was a judo student just like myself, but for whatever reason she has been refusing to compete in any tournament for a while now. Ariya-senpai, are you around? I shouted her name as I parked my bike, looking around for any sign of the girl. Wah, yeah, ooh, ha! Hey, follow the shouts and you'll find her. I grinned and breathed as I saw Ariya seemingly in the middle of practicing a series of motions, almost as if she was fighting an imaginary opponent. Perhaps now was a perfect opportunity to surprise it a little. I snuck closer, making sure to make as little noise as possible before I reached a hand toward her shoulder. Ariya... Feeling a hand on her shoulder, Ariya reacted. She grabbed a hold of my hand, and with a loud grunt, shifted her weight, curling and tipping me over her shoulder. I didn't have time to brace myself for the impact before I hit the ground like a sack of potatoes. Yeah! No one said sneak up onto great Kunoichi. Ariya! Oh, Takaboy! I didn't realize it was you. I'm sorry, are you okay? Kunoichi, more like Tasmanian devil. That throw didn't have a shred of mercy in it. There's no mercy in the ring, Takaboy. Better that you learn that now than in 2 weeks time. Let me guess. You want to do some sparring, do you? I actually came here to ask you something, but I guess a little sparring wouldn't hurt. Oh, what do you want to ask? We got our afternoon, and I could do with a bit of a break anyway. Where to start? You used to take part in big and important matches in the past, right? Didn't you ever get nervous before going into the ring? Oh yeah, this one time I got so nervous I hid into the kitchen cupboards until my dad found me and dragged me to the car. Of course, that was when I was like 8. Well, obviously I can't go and hide for my match. But one of my friends made this stupid suggestion that I go and pray or something. Honestly, At this point, I'll do anything to calm my nerves a little. Like a boy, are you sure about this? You mean to match? Of course I am. I've been practicing judo ever since I was old enough to walk. This is my chance to finally represent this country and the sport I love. Arya seemed to think for quite a long time, all the while tapping her jaw with a finger. Eventually, she snapped her finger and grabbed a tight hold of me. Alright, I'll take you the way to this shrine I know, but it's going to require more than a simple clap of your hand and a bob of your ear, of your head. You need to give something to the shrine, something of value. I guess I have to think of something before we get there. Thanks, senpai. I appreciate help. We? Oh, no. Taka boy, I'm going with you. I got training to do. Besides, you got to take this step yourself. I can draw you a map and show you an easy way to get back here, but you'll be on your own. You're not tagging along, not even for a little while? Afraid so, Taka boy. Let me just grab some paper. I'll draw that map for you. After Aria's return, quick preparations were made, and I followed the direction noted down on the map. Surprisingly, it wasn't all too far. However, the hint on how to find my way back in case I got lost was a bit sketchy. Just look down and you'll be able to see the roof of the dojo from anywhere on the hill. The forest near the dojo was my first challenge to overcome. A narrow path curled along the trees, and nearby was the river Ichikawa's sister had mentioned. I followed Aria's scribbles with a bit of skepticism, but after an hour or so I finally arrived at the supposedly legendary shrine. The shrine itself seemed surprisingly well maintained despite being in the middle of nowhere. It made me wonder if someone could be secretly living there. Perhaps some secret martial arts master? The daughter of a hermit living in hiding within the shrine in order to prepare himself for an upcoming battle between good and evil, starting to dwell in my mind. I guess it's too good to be true. I said in annoyance at the fact that, aside from the shrine itself, the grounds surrounding it seemed completely abandoned. There was no way anyone could be living there. For the time being, I decided to focus on the reason behind my visit. It only took a few months before I gathered the courage to approach the building. Once inside, I found a rather fancy-looking altar of sorts at the back of the room. Guess this is the thing everyone is talking about. Silently, I folded up the map I'd been given, put it inside my bag. I approached the altar. I was kind of skeptical about the whole religious aspect, so I wasn't too sure if this was actually going to work. I don't even think luck will do me any good in a match like this. In my opinion, there wasn't any room for things like luck in martial arts. Judo is all about using technology you have gained through training. Of course, a good amount of talents also help. There was simply no room for something as superstitious as luck. Clearly, this was going to be a match where my experience and talent would be pushed to their limits, nothing more and nothing less. How curious, the boy doesn't believe in superstition, and yet he stands here, surrounded by the very thing he denounces. Upon hearing the voice, I looked around, trying to find the source, but there was no one to be seen. Who's there? Quite a cliched question, but the right thing to ask is, where am I? What are you talking about? Show yourself. Not yet. Entertain me for a little while longer, will you? This is a place like no others. Why did you come here if you do not believe in things such as luck? Come here to prepare myself. Oh, do enlighten me about what this something might be that you are preparing yourself for. I felt a little bit annoyed as the question continued, but maybe if I kept talking to her I would be able to find out where she was hiding. I'm preparing for a tournament, a judo match. Judo? What might it be? Seriously, you don't know what judo is? It's a highly skilled combat arts. Aha, so you're a warrior. Hesitant to go into battle and came here to in hope of feeling the resolve to fight. I'm not sure about the warrior part. How fortunate. You just so happen that there is a need for one of your kind. My kind? A hero. This shrine brings fortune to heroes such as yourself. However, every great hero must sacrifice something in return. Sounds like what others mentioned. Your version sounds better though. Laughing briefly at the story, I decided to play along and clapped my hands together in prayer. So what's next? Do we offer up my allowance or something? Don't be silly. Money is of little importance to a hero. For you, the sacrifice will be something of a much greater value. I will be looking forward to seeing what destiny has in store for you. As if on cue, I began to feel nauseated at the moment the girl's word reached my ear. My head spinning wildly. Slowly, I staggered backwards, collapsing onto my back. Did she drag us? As my vision grew blurry, the sound of approaching footsteps could be heard. Good luck, hero. You're going to need it. Who is this? Despite my attempts to get back up, all I imagined was a brief look at the girl. The sight of horns and a tail left many questions, but before I had a chance to utter even a single word, my consciousness succumbed to darkness. Dot 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 dot. Rays of sunlight stirred me back to life. A groan of annoyance lay in my mouth while I tried to get back onto my feet. I felt a bit dizzy, but the first thing I noticed was that I was no longer at a shrine. Instead, it looked like the forest near the dojo. Of course, my first thought was to look around to see if I could find the girl from before, but not a trace of her presence remained. To make things even stranger, the path that I had followed amidst the trees seemed better maintained than I remembered. I should probably head home. That thought was cut short when the sound of several female voices could be heard nearby. Get back here! Ikage, stop them at once! Just what do you think I'm doing? I'm chasing them. I'm trying to stop them. Nyahaha! I think they noticed what was missing, Onesama. Keep running, little one. We might just make it. Just when I thought this day wouldn't get any weirder, the sound of heavy footfalls could be heard nearby. What in the world is going on here? Further ahead, I saw a couple of girls in fast pursuit of even more girls. However, there was something off about this scene, something that didn't make any sense. The girls being chased had the hair and the tail of an animal, and the pursuers appeared to be armed with a katana and a naginata. You cunning fox. Come back here at once. Return what you stole immediately. Give me back my panties. Ikage, how could you say something out loud like that? Haha, panties. Oh no. Yeah, help. Save us from the rampaging women. As I watched the girls run off, I couldn't help but find myself struggling with the issues on to just leave them be. While I didn't know what in the world was going on, the two girls armed with rather realistic-looking props, sure it couldn't be real, had me worried. I couldn't very well call myself a hero if I let something like this go by without acting, and so going to regret this. Mumbling in annoyance, I chased after girls. Ikage, go around to the left. Right. I said left. Why do you always undermine me? I wasn't saying right. I was, you know what? Never mind. Just run on after them. As I was chasing the girls, I noticed that the trees seemed to be getting denser, making it gradually more difficult to navigate along the path. On Instagram, I don't think I can run much more. I'm starting to feel a bit. Just a little longer, Maigo-chan. We're almost. Maigo, not that. Not now. Sorry, Onesama. Scissor attack. I arrived just in time to find a scene taken straight from an action movie. The girl with the blonde hair had collapsed, holding her companion's protective embrace. The two armed girls were approaching them, almost amiable, with killing instincts running amok. Any seasoned martial artist would have felt it. Those girls were going to be in for a beating if I didn't stop them. I got you now. I'm going to personally drag you. Sorry, boss. Boss back to town, and have you bought put in the stocks. Maybe. I am sure. I even show you how it feels to run around without any on his own. Yeah. Although I must admit, having a breeze down there does feel kinda nice. Keeps me feeling fresh and tingly. Ikage, goodness, don't you have any shame? It isn't about you. It's about our undergarments stolen, and these two criminals are being brought to justice. Oh, Onesamai, it hurts. My head hurts. Shh, it's going to be okay, little one. Hey guards, if you're so desperate to have your underwear's work, then here, catch. Stop it right there. However, before I was able to interrupt the conversation, the silver-haired girl tossed something into the air. Whatever it was flying straight toward my head. The two samurai girls instantly grew flustered. I can see. Who the hell tosses a... Pinning the other off my face and raised them into the air, looking like a professor examining an important sample while the thieves made their escapes. A pink bra, a lacy black panties. Oh boy, I knew this wasn't going to end well. Ah, you there? Are you in cahoot with those crafty foxes? And that toss back immediately. Those are evidence of a crime, and not for anyone else to touch. Drop the panties right now. I'm innocent, until proven guilty. It's one of the golden rules of the court. Just stop pointing those women at me so I can hand over your undies without being turned into shish kebab. What? What? No, stop, shut up, just drop the evidence and walk away. I'm Tsukino Mio, chef of the village guards, and I am ordering you to drop what you're holding, right now. I don't know. I'll find a village guard, and a serious double cop will go around just like that. I will a katana. More importantly, the ground here is muddy and dirty. Are you sure I should drop the evidence here? I mean, I could, but... yeah. Before I could reach the pink-haired girl lying towards me, the pointy end of her naginata aiming at my guts. My reflexes caught on just in time. I was able to palm away the spear as it sailed through the air. I struck upwards on the wooden shaft of the weapon, sending it up into the air, causing the girl to lose her balance. Narumi, I did not order you to attack. Fine, I'll give them back. Jeez. Just my luck to find a bunch of crazy girls with weapons. Extending the hand that held this, I tried to hand them over, something that I would soon end up regretting. Ah, you think you had fought for something so simple, fool? You may have fooled me once, but I won't let that happen again. The woman swung her weapon wide, arcing the thick wooden pole into my side before I could dodge. She then leaned forward and grabbed me tightly, pulling my arms around behind my back, leaving me with sore ribs and in a prone position. I could have fought back, but feared it would only lead to more fighting, with the possibility of ending up stabbed. I decided to remain passive. The sword-wielding girl stepped forward and grabbed the silky underwear from my hand triumphantly. Your methods might be crude, but I go they do get the results, Hikage. They tie him up. We'll bring him in for questioning. He probably knows where those pesky thieves are hiding. Right. And people wonder why criminals want to resist arrest at all costs. I mumbled this weakly as the girl with Naginata tied my wrists together with rope. And I soon felt myself dragged by the duo towards the city. Surely, once we're out of the forest, you two will stop at this act of yours and let me go, right? As much as I like to fool around, I have more important things to do. The city? No, we're not taking you all the way there. You'll be spending the night in the village child's thief. What are you calling a thief? I'm the victim. First I get on this tossed on my face, then I had to deal with physical abuse, and now this accusation. Besides, there's no village around these parts. It's a city, you know, Tsukino Toshi. Silence, Ikage. If he speaks again before we get to the village, you have my permission to knock him unconscious. Tsundere tyrant. Hehe, that's funny. That's how I ended up on my way to a jail cell, cuffed and dragged by two guards, both of whom I started to suspect were crazy. When I exited the forest, alarms set off in my mind. The city I had lived in my whole life, it was gone. You got to be kidding me. If I was in Tsukino Toshi, then where the hell was I? Hey, no talking. Come on, I don't want to bop you that much. Kinda, maybe a punch or two. I just want to know how the heck you broke my strike so easily. Your attack had a lot of power behind it, but it was kind of predictable. With a right movement and enough force, that's the result you get. Anyway, I'll play along for a bit. Where in the world are we? This clearly is in my hometown. I mean, the buildings looks more like they belong in some sort of classic samurai movie. Huh? What the heck is a movie? This is Harumaru. It's been here forever. Hikage, I told you to silence him if he spoke again. Actually, you told me that I could, but you didn't tell me I had to. Must be tough being the subordinate of someone like that. Be quiet or I will silence you for good. This time it didn't seem to be an adult threat. The girl had unsheathed her katana and was now resting the edge of the blade against my throat. I was already starting to regret having played a hero earlier. Hopefully there would be someone with more common sense in the village. Several minutes later. ... I soon found myself confined within a small room. The stern look tsundere of a girl glaring down at me, while the other girl, who was apparently called Narumi, seemed to have softened up a little. And I say for this episode is everything. We'll conclude this with a cliffhanger. Since it has been half an hour, my voice is beginning to die. So leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and wait for the next episode to find out where we are. Bye bye.